Hey everybody, well, send me emails about how do I make my tower. So I'm going to make a quick video here and show you how I made mine. Alright, start out with 3-inch PVC pipe, and before I cut them, what I did was I took an SOS pad and took all the writing off the pipe. It takes a couple minutes, a little elbow grease, and they wash right off real easily. Alright, so once I got the pipe cleaned off with all the writing, I set up my chop saw, and from the blade out, I measured out 5.5 inches. Alright, so that's this surface here. From this corner to this corner is 5.5 inches. Now once I laid out the mark, I took my pipe and I lined it up. I set my chop saw at a 50-degree angle, and I made my cut. So that's going to give you this angle here. So you're going to cut about 20 of these for your post. So there's going to be 5 on each side, so you need about 20 of them. And what I do was, I sanded these really smooth, and I used like a 400 grit sandpaper so the edges are nice and smooth on them. You want to do that to all of them, because once you glue them, it gives them a nice surface to stick to. So you get your 20 cut out, and then you're going to get your fence post. Now, fence post, I think they start out as 8 foot, so you want to cut it down to 6 feet. Alright, so once you get it cut down, you want to lay out your lines for your nut cup holders. And what I did was, the first line I made was 2 inches. Okay, and the reason for that was, this gave me enough clearance once I put a cap on, it wouldn't interfere with the nut cup holder. Alright, so from that line here, what you want to do is measure out 5.5 inches. You're going to make another line. Now you want to make 10 squares 5.5 inches. Alright, so you mark out your lines, end up with 10 squares, and you're going to do it for all 4 sides. Alright, and once you get your 4 sides laid out, you're going to line up, you're going to mark out for your nut pot holder. And for that, all I did was I lined up my holder to each line, so each edge was touching the line. I took a magic marker and went on the inside and made my circle. So I ended up with this. So you're going to do the first one, you're going to skip the next square and do every other square. So you end up with 5 holes marked out. Alright? Now, once you do the other side, what you're going to do is, if you started from the top, you're going to skip the top one on the next side and then start from the second square. And then do every other one 5 times. Alright? So this way it staggers your holes. So you start from that one's going to be top, that one's going to be the second one. Then once you flip it back over, you're going to start with the top one again, and then you do every other one. So once you get all these done, you're going to cut your holes out. And what I used to cut out my holes was a cutout saw. And these things, you can get them at Harbor Freight. I think they're like 20 bucks. They do a nice job, nice clean cuts. So once you cut them out, I just hit them real quick with a little sandpaper and smooth the edges out. And then you want to do is get your nut cups ready. And all I used was the PVC vinyl fence cement. Went around the edge with the glue. And then I took a paintbrush and smoothed it all out. So all the glue was covering all the edges really well. Set it down so it lined up with the hole. Hold it there for a couple minutes and let it set up. And then what I did was I took some more glue, I made a little, dumped a little bit out, dipped it in, and then went on the outside and filled out outside edges all with glue too. So it sealed the cup onto the post, and that way I didn't have to put silicone around the outside of it, because you know eventually silicone it's going to break down, it starts to rip and everything from the heat and the exposure to the sun. So this way I was done. I didn't have to do any more work to it. It's like a set it and forget it kind of deal. So once you get these all glued on, you're going to end up with this. Now you can see without the writing, it gives it a nice cleaner look, and you can't even tell where the outside edges were glued. So this seals them up really nice. And then for you guys who were using the 5-gallon buckets and burying them in the ground, I made like a I guess a level gauge on the post. What I did was I took my cutout tool and I marked out like 2-gallon line, 3-gallon line, and 4-gallon line, and then just took my cutout tool and cut out the lines for it. So once these are in the ground, or the 5-gallon buckets in the ground, you can look inside the hole and see where you're at on your nutrient solution. And I also cut out for my pump, so the pump would just slide right in there, nice fit, and be straight up and down with the inside of the pipe. Now, if you didn't bury the bucket, all I did was I took a 1/2-inch barbed fitting and a piece of vinyl tubing and a grommet, and just made my level that way. So that way you can see how much, nutrient. I just did the same thing, marked it out 2, 3, 4. Being 4 gallons was the full line. So that's how I did it. Now on the nut cups, originally I started out with the 3-inch nut cup, which worked great, but I run into a problem, especially keeping these outside, that the hydroton would blow out of the cups and end up on the ground. So I started using a 16-ounce plastic cup, and these seem to work out good. You can see when you put them in, all I did was put enough stone in there so this edge would actually hold the stone in. It didn't have to worry about it falling out. And with these cups too, if you look on the inside, these hang in more, so the nutrient solution is actually hitting this a little bit better than you would with the 3-inch net cup. You can see the difference here. Say 3-inch net cup, 16-ounce cup. So you can see the nutrient solution's hitting this a little bit better. So hopefully this helps out you guys. Like I said, it was just a quick video. I just wanted to show you guys how I made mine. You guys might do it a little bit differently from me, but that's fine too. I just tried to make it as simple as possible. I mean, I can't get any simpler than this. So there it is. Just wanted to show you real quick, and hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you later. See you, bye.